Alright, hey guys. Today we're doing a Minecraft episode of Minecraft Redstone on the RDF server. So, we'll go in, and this server is theRDF.net is the website, and then the actual IP is mc.theRDF.net. Come check us out. It's an open server. You just don't have any perms, like Crispy Bacon, who is asking how to become a builder, and I've just said it in my chat, so that's good. Today, we are going to be looking at a major project that I've been building called virtual memory. And virtual memory, extremely complex, as seen by this diagram that I'm following. But basically, a summary is RAM is used as a place to store data that is stored in the disk. And then the CPU and RAM interchange data, and then the RAM and disk interchange data. And so it makes, like, you have, in my case, 128 bytes of RAM, when I actually am only going to have 16 to increase speed of that. This is my CPU that we're going to be using in this project. I built it before. It only took me about an hour. Very simple. No program memory or anything. Basically, it's just my ALU, which is down here, 5-tick instant carry, you know, that whole business. And then my dual read right here. And this is just registers for the CPU, so that the CPU doesn't, like, say the CPU is counting like it is going to when I turn the clock on. Binary counting. Say the CPU is counting, then it doesn't need to output the output of the counting, go save it to RAM, have the RAM re-input it into the input, have that saved to a register, and then load it into an ALU. So basically it's just a loop like that. And then there's also an output path. So, yes. Makes programming it a little more difficult, but, you know, all the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Binary counting. Woo! Alright, we'll turn that off. And we will go over to what we are going to do today, which is this. I've set it up a little bit. But it is this piece. What this is a hard drive or disk for the virtual memory project. Now, you might be like, oh, you can't make a hard drive in Minecraft. It's possible! What you do is you have writable piston memory. So, you have block swappers that I will show you. Okay, let's say the output here is 0, because that glass block. When you... Sure, let me quickly set up a pulse limiter. This is called a pulse limiter. It turns steady input into however many tick pulses you want. In my case, it's going to be a 1-tick pulse, because that's what my block swapper works on. And then we will create an input, because I don't feel like getting levers out. And see how the output is 1? Well, if you use the block swapper, boom. Well, the output is 0, but now it's 1. So that's good. And yes. And then you can obviously do it again. And boom. 0. So it works on that fact. It works on the fact that you XOR the input with the output, and then it goes into a pulse limiter. That is the basis of how it works. Besides that, it's just a rotating piston memory with 2 sets, because you need a block to swap. That's why you have 2 sets. You actually only read from 1. So, continuing on, I stacked it for you up here. and this is how it looks. It is right now, it is at 16 bytes. So 16 slots to save in of 8 bits. So 8-bit words, that's my standard. You really don't need anything more than that for Minecraft, because let's say that you have a simple graphics processing unit or GPU. The highest you can make it is 128 before you stop seeing it on far render, and that's an 8-bit word. An 8-bit word is 255 separate places. So it's more than you actually need. The numbers are kind of small, I do have to say, but it's much easier than making a 16-bit system. Okay. So the way this is going to work is it's going to split into top output or bottom output right here. Forget about this piston. This is ALU equals 0. It's for branching, so forget about it. We'll take the bottom row of these numbers. The bottom row will go over the disk and then connect into the input here. The top row will go into front input. And then, yes. And then program memory is just output, except for input when you're saving it, but I'm not connected to a router, so there's no way to save a program. Great. I haven't planned that out. I'll probably just make it a simple OR. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll leave some room. Figure that out later. So, right now what we need to do is stack this 7 times so we get our full 128 bytes of data space. Connect it all together, address it with an addressing unit I made over here. Right here. Fun commands. I'll start it up and show you guys. We have the clock going, and then let's say you want to get to address 1 in the disk. Done. Except that was too fast. Here. It counts using a 4 clock, using this counter. It's a binary counter designed by bugled, a guy on here. And what it does is you have a dual edge, what's it called? Pulse limiter, dual edge pulse limiter. It drops a block. This makes the clock output into the count line. The count line picks up the block. And it just picks up the blocks until they're all set to 0. And at that point, you'll be at your address. Yep. Sometimes they're faster, sometimes they're shorter. It all has to do with where you are in relation to the disk. This counter saves the spot of where you're at the disk. And then it continues to count. So we'll just turn off this. We'll go back up here. This is a RAM that I'm going to be using for the page table, which is another part of virtual memory that will come pretty soon once I'm done with the disk. It's the, well, no, I need to hook up RAM, then page table. Page table's last because it connects to everything. It's the controller for virtual memory. Yep, got this all down. We will now add addressing. So I actually need to go back over there. Yes. Yes, indeed. I think what we'll do is we'll add addressing, and then that'll be the episode for the day. So this will take a while. I've had many problems with this system. I've been it's so much smaller than the other system of how you would do it, which is you would make piston tapes that have binary numbers saved in them, and those piston tapes would they would run as the disk is running, and then they would output into XORs, that XOR the input and the piston tapes, and as long as the XORs are outputting, so there's a difference between the input and where the disk is at, it's going to continue the disk to move. If that makes sense. It probably didn't, because that didn't make sense to me. But whatever. We'll rotate 180, I think, because yeah, it's that way. So we'll rotate it 180. World edit, the best mod in the world. Okay. That needs to go down one, I think. Wait, does this stack well? Oh, I think this stack's perfect. It does. What a pro. Pro-tastic. Okay. Never mind then. We're not gonna change it. In that case. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, you can't do that. So we'll just do that. And now the wonderful experience of not doing something right. Put a repeater in there. Boom, boom, boom. I want the signal lengths to match, so we need a repeater there. Makes it easier on me when I'm figuring out repeater lengths. Okay, that worked. Continuing on, we will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. This is not good. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to put a repeater here. And then we are going to change this block to solid, so it goes down and it goes up. Of course, it would go up, but that doesn't matter. Okay. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, 12, 13, 14. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It just about makes it. Alright, in this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is what we will do. Put a repeater right there, except that's not right. Because then what happens is this piston tape goes now, but unfortunately this is hooked up to that. That's not good. Oh, I got an idea. Put that there. Oop, no, not that. That there. Boom. Pro. So that way it's that and then that. So that could be... Nope, never mind. Never mind. It's fine. Just fine. Just fine and dandy. That's done. The clocking line is done.